particular hero that Team Secret might otherwise ban out? Is Underlord still needed to be picked up? It is. Okay, it is. There you go. IO Underlord opening. That's scary. That's an unkillable Underlord right there.
Yeah, I like the combination a lot. I think I saw VP run it a lot, but as you mentioned, it's incredible amount of sustain and mitigation, and a ton of potential to just be around the map. But I like how they led with the IO first over the Underlord, because Secret, they haven't really been shown to pick it, whereas they do play Wisp a lot more often than the Underlord.
They do indeed. Templar Assassin will be removed by Team Secret. That is a mid lane ban. We saw Sumail play Templar Assassin earlier today. You've got yourself mid 1 versus Sumail mid matchup. Talk to me about that. Sumail is the scariest person to face mid.
Yep.
A lot of players say that. Everyone who faces him says he's one of the best, if not the best, among No One and SCC.
Yep. Maybe as well, I think.
So how do you deal with that?
Don't give him a terribly good matchup, I would say.
I think that if they want to try to shut him down, just try it. There's an Ogre, so just try to shut him down with the Ogre.
Tilt him with a Pudge?
Or tilt him with a Pudge, yeah, that always works.
Nice.
Black did it, so...
Yeah.
Well, actually, they can try to run Weaver as a support hero. There's still Drow Ranger in the pool, so how strong that is.
Reserve time.
They could try to go for something like that. And in a way, perhaps Evil Geniuses can mind game them. So if you know that the enemy team is going to have the extra hero mid to help out mid 1 in this case, have the Ogre Magi mid as well, you can kind of try to pressure the other 2 lanes knowing that there's one support that might not rotate towards your safe or your off lane, depending on where you're going to apply your pressure.
Yeah, the Secret's off lane is going to have an easier time, because Wisp is going to probably try to help mid if that happens, and he can just get a lot of levels and farm on that, especially if the position 5 support on EG is, let's say, a melee hero. Their off lane can just punish that.
I think they could also use a Disruptor. They don't have any way to deal with the Weaver. Do you think they're just going to try and just tank up so the Weaver can't do anything, or go for some more disable so they can actually lock down and kill the Weaver?
Well, they don't know if it's position 4 Weaver, 5.
I mean, they're not scared of the Drow, I feel like, at all. Like, Drow's lost a fair amount of games, I'd say, this tournament. Just not that much success. Seems to be...
Well, Secret was either banning or picking Drow, but that was the last patch.
Oh, Enigma. So that is a Puppey staple.
Yeah, that's like the 3rd or 4th ban on Enigma.
Yeah.
Versus Team Secret.
It's really good versus the Wisp as well. That used to be their old counter versus the Wisp. You play greedy in your jungle, Wisp can't really interrupt you, and Black Hole kind of destroys them later on.
There are other heroes that you can play greedy in your jungle with, though, other than Enigma. Is that something that Team Secret you feel is going to go for? We saw Chen already earlier today. Puppey is one of the best Chens. One of the best Enchantras. He used to run like Enchantress, Chen, and Enigma all the time.
Wow. I don't think Enigma would be in jungle, to be honest. I just wanted them to pick it so that we see where it's actually going to go. It would probably be an off lane, because it can get so much farm. Just deny the lane, pull the lane back to the tower, and just get that free bounty rune. You have a shrine just to heal up, and you have a free camp to farm.
Reserve time.
But there's this Storm pick. They don't have anything for the Storm right now.
Storm this early, though, is very risky. Like, Nyx, I think, is pretty good. They already have the root from the Underlord. Pretty good versus the Storm Spirit. They don't even know the mid matchup yet. They don't have the Wisp on their side. I think there's a lot of things working against the Storm here. That's pretty bold.
Yeah, pretty bold. I agree. They shouldn't pick it so early.
Unless
they had a time.
Yeah, I was going to say double mind game. Pick it early so that your enemy team is going to already...
He can't get out of Malefice pit, right?
Nope.
No. So there are ways of locking him down already. They just lack the burst damage to take him down right now. Or maybe lack a silence if they want to go for that. And speaking of silence, as Vengeful Spirit is there with the extra bit of lockdown. Team Secret still has Silencer in the pool. So for 100% pick rate for them this tournament.
I don't think you really need it. I don't particularly like it versus the Wisp, just because you don't have enough. I don't know. It just doesn't really seem that strong. If you're like really good with the timing, you can cancel the relocate, but usually they're just like all on top of you. You don't have enough damage to actually kill that front line of the Underlord.
Reserve time.
The Silencer worked out for them good because they had the Ember Spirit with Veil, and he deals so much damage with that with his first spell in team fights, and just cancels the fights.
5 seconds
But
remaining.
as for me, I think they should still go for it.
EG's turn to pick.
There is the Sand King, so that will be your Kazuhiro, most likely. We have seen it run as a support earlier this tournament by a different team, I believe, but looks like it's starting to shape up. So it leaves Puppy's Hero up for grabs for Team Secret, and Evil Geniuses, they'll pick up their 4th soon as well. Now this draft for both teams, it feels like they're kind of lacking a little bit of push. Team Secret has some in the Weaver with the Gemini attack, but
It's all about the
is
team
it a
fight.
problem? Team fight?
Not particularly. I think EG have like can reposition themselves easily with the Underlord and the IO to push lanes out.
Yeah.
They have the mobility, although they don't have the actual damage to do so. I think the Sand King pick is a little bit risky too. I see a lot of teams pick Underlord in response to Sand King because of the root. The root is really good versus both the Storm Spirit and the Sand King, and I think you have to respect that Pit of Malice because that thing is absurdly good, especially if you combo Vengeful Spirit stun out of it. You just get
like
double rooted.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And then Vision is going to be everything so that you can initiate properly without getting spotted.
10 seconds
A bit of
remaining.
extra pressure on that so you can't get interrupted. The Chen comes out from Evil Geniuses again, though.
Team Secret's turn
It's
to
gonna
bat.
be a farming Venge.
Indeed, it will be. Now, what does that leave us for the mid lane? Which one matches up nicely against that Storm Spirit? There's a
10
lot that matches up
seconds
nicely
remaining.
against Storm Spirit, correct?
I think Invoker, Quaswax
5
is gonna be good.
seconds remaining.
Yep.
And later transitioning into Exhort, they could easily finish the game early if the game goes well for them with
turn to bat.
Vengeance Aura and Chen Creeps, early mech on Underlord.
Maybe Quap too. Not too sure about Quap, but
I mean,
They don't
Sumail,
have much
10
against Quap,
seconds remaining.
and it's in favor of
5
Quap, the
seconds
matchup
remaining.
Storm versus Quap. Especially with Chen coming in.
yeah,
EG's
the Invoker is pretty good
turn
too.
to
The
pick.
Cold Snap, incredibly good versus the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Invoker.
well,
Do
they
they
got 20 seconds to think about that if they want to indeed pick up the Invoker. If anybody knows how to deal with the Storm Spirit, it is Master Storm Spirit himself,
10
Sumail,
seconds
the
remaining.
hero that he, that he first made
5
a showing
seconds
on
remaining.
about 2 years ago at DAC, if I recall correctly.
Reserve time.
And there's the Queen of Pain. So we mentioned her.
Team Secret's turn
I like
to
her
pick.
because of the Orchid. I think the Orchid's like really good versus Storm Spirit. If he has to go like Yules or something to deal with the Orchid.
If they pick a Silencer now, she's gonna need to go Yules first at him.
Yep.
10
Still in the pool. Looks like Evil
seconds
Geniuses, they banned out the Drow Ranger, so they're expecting that Weaver to be support. And they were right, as the Lifestealer is the last pick there for Team Secret. You've got yourself an Infest Bomb with the Storm Spirit, with the Sand King too, if they want to, with the Weaver too, if they want to. A lot of options there to infest. But the question is, gentlemen, both of you said that you favored EG for this series. Now that you've seen the draft for Game 1, do you stick with that?
They got Underlord. Hell yeah.
Yeah, we favor them even more now.
Yeah. What kind
so,
of question?
so much heal coming up
Okay.
from Io, Underlord, when he gets a mech and Chen. Whispered Bottle.
What about you, Shiver? Tell us what you think.
I think, we have seen Underlord lose before.
When?
So when they played against Faceless, it was a 3-game series, and they played Underlord in all 3, so they had 1-game loss. It
10
happens.
seconds
It can
remaining.
happen. I feel like Team Secret could still come out ahead, but It's going to be tough. I feel like a lot's going to come down to that mid lane and make sure that Storm Spirit is not going to have an awful time in the mid lane. But we are going to find out what is going to happen as we head into our first game of our semifinals of the winners bracket with Cuddle Guy and Fog.
Prepare for battle.
Thank you so much, Cheever. I'm here side by side with my man Fogg as we get underway into our last best of 3 of today. And it is a doozy. Secret going against Evil Geniuses here. Fogg, you heard the panel. They felt pretty confident that Evil Geniuses were going to be able to take this one with the amount of sustain and power that they bring in their lineup. Do you tend to agree with that?
I've been liking sustain lineups a lot in this since 7.0 has come out, so I'm also favoring them. They do have a ridiculous amount of heal, and their potential to go into the late game is also still there. It does seem like they do have a little bit of a timing window, but yeah, there's just so much healing between this 5-man lineup. Venge carry, too. It's pretty interesting. I thought maybe they would go for like a Nyx Assassin to really just punish the Storm even more, but they go for the Chen and stealth for themselves just to go for that timing push with the Abyssal Underlord, just to be able to group up and go for that. And it also just puts a lot of pressure on the mid lane, too, in a way. Like, the Ogre, you know he's probably going to sit and secure the Storm's lane, so Chen's going to be able to kind of make his like reign around where he chooses what he wants to really help out the most. Does he want to help Universe in the first 3 levels? Does he want to just help out Sumail to make sure he gets a good matchup and punish the Storm quite a lot? We're going to see a lot of the dictation of the game being dependent on Zai's movement in this early game. As well as Crate on the
is it safe to say that this early laning stage is much more valuable to EG? They definitely feel like they have a more of a high-tempo lineup that needs to kind of go.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll see if that's going to work out for him already. We see Puppey kind of infiltrating here, going a bit deep early on, holds that early sentry ward right now as he pokes towards Sumail. I mean, the courier's coming.
He should be able to get it here.
A little snake creeping on in.
Puppey.
Position. Here he goes. He's looking to make his move. He's going to get the courier.
He's got it.
Got it. Easy work right here from Puppey himself.
One hit with a Blightstone, huh? Wow, okay.
All right, then.
Weaver.
So.
That's pretty legit.
All right, Fogg, tell me, how crippling is this now for Sumail in the mid lane having to deal with this? Because it looks like Puppey's not done with this mid lane yet. He's going to start coming in and really tickling Sumail.
Sumail might actually just die here.
Are you serious right now? Sumail's going down. First blood to Puppey as well. Takes the courier, takes the first blood, takes the initiative for Secret just like that.
That's a really painful start. They even had the bottle for the Wisp on that courier too. So he took the Bounty Rune level 1 to have that sustain, that potential to be able to move around easily in the early laning phase. But now, no bottle for the Wisp. Tangos, or was it Tangos or was it a salve? One or the other, it doesn't matter. The regen does get neglected for the Queen of Bane. So, and Puppey getting first blood, that's pretty luxurious start for your Storm Spirit and for Secret as well.
Absolutely here. Looks like we needed a little bit of a pause as hotkeys were set here for Zai on his Chen, realizing he has to go into his microstate as he sported the Chen a little earlier today. And already makes his advancement into enemy territory here, maybe hoping to get a run back for his team and make an approach on the mid one. It looks like that is going to be the case here. But Puppey is still in the neighborhood and going right back onto Sumail as Zai comes in from behind, looking to go for mid one. Could be a trade apiece. Puppey's not done yet, looking to go for Sumail. Needs a bit more, can't get it. Hides back behind the tower. Now they're going to net down mid one. They look to fight back and see if they can get Zai's in exchange. They may be able to, and they will. They do lose mid one, but he's going to get involved with the XP. And Puppey involved in yet another kill, but Sumail jumps in, hits him with the dagger.
Puppey gets a bottle delivered, though. He buys a bottle with that surge of money that he has, and he's even going to bottle fill it up with mid one here, so nice efficiency coming out from them. It's just like, he's just going to be running around, it seems, as this Weaver, picking up the bounty runes, being a big nuisance on that mid lane.
Yeah, already putting in some serious mileage in this early game right now. We'll touch base up in this off lane as Kezu is eating a heavy-handed bit of harassment as Arteezy even committing with the magic missile. They will not have enough firepower to be able to bring him down, but he's going to have to start chewing through the green stuff to kind of get back into, fighting shape.
I really like what Puppey's doing this whole game, too. Like, getting the courier snipe is great. Getting the kill mid is more than you can ask for, but having that ward to scout out the chance movement. Now even putting the pressure on Crit. Crit goes for the bounty rune, gets the bugs on him. He should be okay, though.
Yep, able to tether back towards his buddy Arteezy under the tower. They'll get rid of the bugs, but Puppey just kind of already making a presence across the map, and as long as he kind of keeps himself hidden between these movements, it's definitely going to keep EG a bit on edge.
I think this deep ward that they place just to watch the Chen movements is really important in the jungle. Because every time Zai goes for like a movement, like they're going to be able to see which location he does go for. If he goes for top, you see it instantly. If he goes for mid or bottom, So Puppey already putting a heavy impact on the game with the support Weaver.
And it looks like his next trip could be down here south right now. We'll check in. It looks like MP, already the big breadwinner of the CS game, 16-5 with a free lane to work with. Universe has already stepped off to kind of work in the nearby jungle a bit, trying to bulk up the sooner the later. But as you see, it's Puppey once again, looking to touch base with him.
Yep, they don't see him bottom, and they know he has to be jungling as this, so Puppey just putting the pressure on, wanting to just not let Universe just free farm in the jungle there. Because Pitlord, he can jungle decently well with the Firestone, with the Atrophy Aura, but it's not the greatest.
Oh, but Zai has cross paths with Puppey now. He has a Centaur nearby that's going to be looking to adventure over, but we also saw that Pai's Ogre is in the area, so just a casual trade between both supports, and they'll kind of get back into the grind here.
Yeah, just the nature of the matchup, though, for the Queen of Pain versus Storm. Even though they got the first blood on Sumail and everything, it's a very dominant matchup for the Queen of Pain. So his mid one has to resort to the jungle a bit.
Yeah,
Top lane, Kazu.
Oh, getting knocked up a bit. This time doesn't have any sort of regen to fall back on here. It's a little bit of struggle, still only sporting 3 and 1 CS for now, but he's got some comrades coming to kind of help him out a bit in the lane. We have an early smoke here creeping in from Secret.
It's fairly low, and he doesn't have the shrine up. They do give him a bottle charge, a tango. This could be where they make the play onto RTZ. Fairly tanky, 800 HP already on this Venge, but should be able to get him with the bugs and with the Bloodlust and Ignite chase potential.
Crit's close, but I don't know how much one whisk could do to help him out. He goes in right away to help him. That's going to be the burrow. Puppey's in there as well. They already turned it back. He's going to be able to get the takedown to Kazu, but it's going to cost them their crit. And now they're going to turn it right back into RTZ. This will turn into a 2-for-1 trade. Going to Secret. Puppey claims a double. This man is 4-0 on a support Weaver at just 4 minutes in.
The amount of pressure he's causing to. Now, again, fill up the bottle. Doesn't have to go back to base. Even more impact that he's able to put. Zai now going for a smoke. He does get the ward up to watch those type of rotations, but the damage was done. They get both heroes, and now Crit does thankfully get his bottle since the courier has respawned a couple minutes ago.
Zai's here now. Tries to get the slow onto Pai, the tanky Ogre. There's the magic missile as he tries to help out with the Burrow Strike, but it's not going to be good enough, and EG will be able to fire back with a takedown themselves, making the score now just 4-3. Getting themselves back into the grind. Still see Universe working his way in the jungle. Sumail still persistent in the mid lane.
Tons of action coming out.
Yeah, a lot of movement from the support staff from both sides, kind of causing all that stir. And it doesn't stop yet. Puppey looking to move back in. RTZ not looking to step down one bit against his former captain.
This is pretty important what they did for EG2. They put a sentry ward to watch the movements from the Weaver as well as catch the Sandstorm against the Sand King in the safe lane. And they do go for the D ward right away. I think it's very important to get rid of that one to stop the rotation. Sumail, aware that mid one is just straight up jungling. He's looking for him. He's on the prowl, but does not find him. He's a little bit too late. But Sumail's having a pretty much free mid lane now after this the unfortunate mid scenario that happened, losing his courier, getting killed once as well. He's able to just put a lot of pressure on mid one and force him just completely to exclusively jungle.
He's got his level 6 now. I imagine he's going to be looking to put it to some use here soon enough. Nearby, Pai in fisticuffs here with Zai, and I said he wants to put that ult to use. Might not even need it here, but Pai's looking to make his getaway as Midwan looks to step in, looking to go for Zai. We'll be able to get it down. Sumail, he's out of here. Pops the TP, and we'll make his escape. We'll give Secret that one as they pull ahead now 5-3 and look to claim a couple of extra creeps here from Zai's party. And we'll be able to get the one. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, wait. Puppey wants it. Get that creep from me.
A lot of experience going the way of Puppey. Almost level 5 on this roaming Weaver. He's doing so much on it.
Yeah, he's got nearly all of the kills for Secret so far. And now they'll be able to pull off.
The support's moving around so much for Secret does give a little bit of a window for Universe to show his face in the bottom lane, get a couple more last hits, a little bit more experience, but he's still versus a Lifestealer who fares decently well at pressuring a Pit Lord, even though he has the Atrophy Aura.
Yeah, MP has been the silent grinder of this laning phase, still having the top CS game at 52-13. Just continuing to truck his way forward here, hoping that he will be kind of floating under the radar to EG and just slowly turn into a bit of a nuisance later. But yeah, at the same front, you have RTZ on the other side who, you know, is a vengeful spirit. Come online a bit sooner and be able to make that much more of an impact. Mid lane, Puppey's involved right now. Considers dancing around Sumail, but they know they have no sentry in the area. Just has to be cautious of that bursting sonic wave.
Yeah, mid one just still exclusively jungling. They give Puppey some more levels. Why not? He can't really stand toe-to-toe versus Queen of Pain still as that bottom lane.
MP, they're making their move. Pai's showing up. He's going to get him with the open wounds, followed up with the stun, but it is Universe very tanky. He looks to go for the TP. Can he make it away? No. There's going to be Infest pop, and that's going to be good enough to bring down the big guy.
did seem like he thought he could survive from the chase potential, but the Ignite and the Bloodlust and the Open Wound is just a little bit too much. Decides to TP out maybe a moment too late and does pay with his life with that Infest bonus damage coming out from the Lifestealer.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So killing a level 6 Abyssal Underlord, nice little surge of experience for Pi, who's kind of just been running around, just not really pulling, getting his levels. So that's a very needed kill for him.
EG swoop in through this top
There we
lane
go.
a bit. Yeah, there's a
Five
rift
man.
coming. It's time to take some towers. It's time to make some money. And EG make that work right towards the top lane. We'll see if Secret have any sort of response play to this. Kezu's still hanging around. We got Puppey nearby. Rotations are coming, even mid-1. Going to be swinging up through the river potentially. Actually, there's a TP coming in now. Fight going to be breaking out to get the quick takedown of the Sand King, and now Crit is going to be caught on the other side. Arteezy back behind the tower here, now caught between 3 or 4 Secret members, could lose his own life. Gets the magic missile off, but it's going to be too late for him. It's a 2-for-1 trade, going the way of Secret, and it's mid-1 who claims both of those kills.
Great reactions coming out from Secret. They don't want to lose this tower this early. Loses them a lot of access to farming those 2 camps as well as the bounty rune. And losing towers versus Chen just hurts a lot, so that's a very good response for them. Since they don't really have any type of, like, you could say, like, deep push on the side of Secret, it's really important that they just fight for those tier 1s in those type of situations, just trying to outnumber EG before they do have the relocate, before they have the potential of outnumbering Secret.
Do you not think that maybe they should have had the Sumo rotation happening? We have to hold that thought. MP kind of dancing around with Zai a little bit, quickly realizes the rotations are back the other way. They make their focus on the Pylai die. They will be able to bring him down. Now a swap play, pulling back MP, but he is going to be able to truck himself out of there and away from any further threat. EG take the solo pick and pull up to a 5-kill score to Secret's 8.
Yeah, Sumail just seemed like he wanted to go for his own, like, stay in the lane. The
Yeah.
4 of them should be able to pressure that tower as long as they
Oh,
don't put
big
guys like
jump
Speak the
and
Devil.
bomb, and they're going to quickly take out Crit, and they're going to look to go to the follow-up takedown of the support Zai. They may be able to get it while simultaneously going for Arteezy 2. They'll just take the 2 for it looks like. MP claims both of them here.
Sumail's going for the play here. He's got a Veil as well, so significantly tanky. Will he go for the play? But no, there's no one to really go on. Mid-1 gets out in time.
Puppey actually pings him out here. He was on the high ground. Sees a little bat lady trying to creep in. And they will have the heads up.
They really want that top tower, but losing 2 kind of engagements like that is very detrimental to them. Sumail not getting involved just when he is the most farmed hero on their team.
Yeah, I don't know how many times EG want to be throwing their bodies into that top tower, but they are persistent to really kind of start getting this 5-man going and start taking the objective game. Yeah, Zai up in arms with Puppey right here.
Ooh.
Does get stunned up and locked down. Zai will get him down first, but he will still lose his own life.
The double Mud Golem stun just caught Puppey a bit off guard, wasn't able to get his time lapse, and just gets bursted down from that Veil Scream of Pain. Doesn't even have to use his Sonic Wave from Sumail.
We'll allow a little bit of an opening here for Secret to kind of start knocking down this tier 1 top without too much contention. Pi will even cut the wave to make it a bit easier here for MP. And suddenly they have almost as much damage on this tier 1 as EG have been trying to push for. But EG on the other side of the map looking to make their own advancement here as they also pressure a tier 1.
This type of rotation we see so often. Talk about it like almost every single game.
Yep.
Carry goes to one lane, or goes to the enemy safe lane. The other carry goes to their safe lane. Just that kind of mirror matchup.
And EG will be able to claim that first tower. They snag it up and boost up their economy a little bit further here. Secret members starting to trickle in. They plop a ward down to get that extra bit of vision, but okay.
Nice. I like that from
Smoke.
Puppey. Yeah, getting that ward down right away as soon as they lose their tower.
Whoop.
Getting a lot of info. Sentry gets placed. We'll be able to take out one of the sentries, but he understands that that was a smoke play coming out from EG. And now Secret does have 4 already set up in the bottom lane.
Yeah.
Sumail not really in a position to get involved there just yet.
And Zai seems to be splitting out elsewhere here, so a little bit of indifference. If EG split up too far, they might be able to possibly catch a straggler here, but not looking to give that advancement. Back at mid lane, though, that's where Zai's made his full rotation with his little bit of an army here. Him and Sumail trying to make work onto this mid-tier 1, but isn't going to be coming too easy here as MP has shown himself. So they'll pull off, grab a couple of runes here, and we'll await the approach of mid-1. This is when Secret are probably going to make their move. MP looking to hop into his back. And there it is. Smoke's going to be popped. The bomb is ready. When's it going to get ignite? Could be here in the mid lane.
They do spot that ward now placed out, so I think they might be aware that a smoke did happen. Since that wasn't there before, they had the sentry on the high ground, and now it is there. They didn't see anyone place it. I think they might be aware of that smoke, but Zai doesn't seem to be too aware of it. We see mid-1 going for this play.
Humdy-dumdy-doo, just trying to farm out this lane a little bit, but seems like he might have been able to pull away at the appropriate time, whether he knows it or not.
They're only showing Kezu in the bottom lane, showed Puppey in the mid lane, so he doesn't see the other three. He's a little bit afraid.
So looks pretty steady here. We take a brief look at the net worth. It's just over 2K, barely in the favor of Secret, so still looking like a pretty close game at this point. Though if you do see one team kind of favor moving into the later game, I can't help but feel like Secret are the team that you would give the advancement to.
Lots of mobility and potential with the Storm Spirit and Lifestealer. They're already the ones putting the aggression on a tier 2 for the first time. When you're playing versus a Chen lineup, that's really ideal. You're getting so much more access points into the enemy jungle, able to read the
Relocate bottom lane. They're looking to make a move for Kezu. He makes his approach towards the river. Sonic Wave will get the connection, and one more right click will get the job done. Probably wasn't ideal for Sumail to be able to get that finish. Mid lane, though, the action doesn't stop as they get their own trade. Arteezy going to be going down mid 1. Jumping in, looking to go for crit. MP's there to pick up the pace, but now Universe shows up, and suddenly, I don't know if they're happy about these numbers. So Secret will pull back it away, but Sumail jumps in. Does not have that ultimate, so they'll have to let that one go. It's a 1-for-1 trade apiece, but the takedown of Arteezy has got to be a bit sweeter here for Secret.
Yeah. Playing very far up. Gets caught out of position, just didn't really expect that. Wanted to make sure he claimed the tower. I think that was just the big thing. He threw his life kind of away for that one.
Pai's got to be careful here. Very confident moving on forward, but the second he sees Sumail, goes for the TP, will be able to make it away. And back to the grind we go here. Take a quick look at some of the itemization here. Puppey going for the medallion grab onto his Weaver. No surprise to see that a Bloodstone's going to be in order here for mid 1. MP. Armlet done. Deso soon to come as he hops into the Sand King here.
This is a pretty great Aghanim's Weaver game. Maybe we'll see him go for the Solar Crest first, since he's actually insanely farmed, almost ahead of Arteezy as the support Weaver because of his fantastic rotations. But yeah, Aghanim's Weaver onto Storm Spirit versus like not the most lockdown top lane.
Man. Top lane, mega move for Sumail, trying to farm some neutrals nearby. We'll be able to get the blink off, heads to his buddy Universe, and will be fine.
First showing of the Kezu Blink Dagger right there. So right away going for a play. Secret using their infest at the ideal type of ways. You know, as soon as they had like the 6 on Storm Spirit pretty much and the Armlet on Lifestealer, they go for the first infest play. Now the first time they show the Blink Dagger on Sand King, it's another one. So using their abilities to their maximum.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if Secret are going to be considering slowing down at all, but there's so many options here to be able to kind of get invested in any sort of skirmish with having both mid 1 and now Kezu with that Blink Dagger. It's going to be a bit too tempting for him to kind of continue to pick up the pace here and just take it to EG and shut him down in their more early game centric lineup. But now Puppey, Kezu going on an adventure. They kind of scope out the scene. Universe is nearby, but he is a big guy. Might be hard to take down, but they're going to charge up the Epi for it. There's the move in. Swing and miss on the Burrow strike, though. Universe will drop the pit and be glad to walk back and away, and suddenly here comes the response play, a relocate in, but Secret are already on their way out, but they have spotted Kezu, and there's going to be a jump in from Sumail. Need a little bit more. There's the wave, and there's the finish. Sumail will pick it up, and now he is on a killing spree here. Back at bottom, they will be able to get the crit on the return, making it a 1-for-1. And another kill for MP.
That is the power of EG's lineup, though. If you do go for those type of plays, they can always bring multiple numbers with you with both the Dark Rift as well as the Relocate. So you have to watch out the way you do those aggressive moves. And Puppey, decides not going to go for the Solar Crest finish, going straight for that Aghanim's. I think this is the right choice this game. Just because he's going to have it so early, but EG looking for that quick play going into the Roche pit.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, creeping in here, smoked up. Looks like it shouldn't be too much trouble here. Arteezy will dish out the wave, and they'll continue the work. It doesn't look like Secret are really in the neighborhood at all to kind of contest this, so it should be a free and easy Roche. I had one have been hanging around this mid lane here without any sort of extra reinforcements to even take it to the tier 1, so they're kind of walking around a bit.
Yeah, Secret they use their scan in the bottom lane, and they do catch one, so they think that it's probably multiple heroes there, but it was just Sumail, so very good move by EG, just catching that opportunity there. Sumail's actually insanely farmed as well. I clicked on him, I was like, he has 3 kills, he's doing like really well in the mid lane, but his Lincoln's in a veil. 131 CS on this Queen of Pain.
Definitely was probably not happy or a bit miffed about how that early game went, and at that point just kind of buckled down the mid lane and grinded his way back. Since then has been able to pick up a significant amount of kills, now 3-1, and they're on the up and up. And what do you imagine they want to be doing with this Aegis here? Is it, I imagine it's push, eliminate all the remaining tier 1s, which is now done.
Map control, definitely.
And start taking it to some tier 2s here.
Sumail getting some pressure put on him here. The bug's coming out. Kezu, Infest, they break the Lincolns, and they even get the Burrow strike there. So
Nice
very
grab
nice
there by
play.
Secret, but there is an approach coming from the north on the other side. They're going to stick with this mid lane, but their tier 2 in the top is in a
They're
lot of
defending
trouble.
this. We see the 5-man ports coming in. 3 on the Shrine, 2 in the back.
Jump in from mid one, looking to go for the back lines. He gets the grab on the Universe, but he's a big target, and they'll settle for crit instead. Drops down the pit, though, and they're going to quickly take out the Sand King. Swap back from mid one, looking for a spot to jump out. Very low on life and mana. Finds a little side pocket to just walk away from, and Secret on the defense will end up just losing the life of one. EG lose 2.
MP did not have a TP there, so he wasn't actually able to join into the fray. He wasn't able to infest before the TP either. Looks like he's going for Zai. Zai gets his TP out, and he should be just fine.
MP late to the party, but he'll settle for a couple of creeps.
Yeah, he's hasted. All the creeps from the Chen. That feels bad for Chen.
Lots of money here for MP to pick up, and he is well on the way towards that Desolator here. Has the money for the one hammer. We'll pick it up, but soon enough he'll have that extra sieging capability and start taking it to tier 2s on the side of EG. But EG still hold that Aegis.
Claim the tier 2 for themselves. They only lose the Wisp, and they get a good bounty off of Kezu. So not that bad of an exchange for Secret, but definitely more fortunate for EG getting that map control. Taking a look at the net worth, it's just kind of swinging back and forth around 2,000. It's fairly close, just not really that big of a detriment at all. And we do see Sumail going for that Blade Mail that we have talked about multiple times next on this Queen of Pain. Just going for lots of armor since he's versus this Weaver, and it's just the kind of the build that we've been seeing a lot of players do, at least with the Blade Mail.
Yeah, the new meta Blade Mail.
Yeah.
Score it up early here and be able to kind of hold his zone as EG begin to come together. I mean, we have Relocate back online. We have Dark Rift back online. EG could be looking to kind of make a move here soon once an opening does approach, and that could be on Pi here in the top lane. They ping it out, and they're already on the way.
They saw multiple heroes, so they do throw Relocate, but Kezu's in position with the infested lifestealer. He has Epicenter out, but will they go for it? It seems like they don't want to. They just are a little bit too outnumbered. Puppy's free farming bottom, mid one's farming as well.
Yeah.
It just seemed, EG with the wards they had, they saw the rotations coming out, and they brought more numbers than Secret did, so Secret content with just kind of sitting back, losing only an Ogre and farming it up.
So Secret continue to stall things out a bit and probably wait out this life of the Aegis before they kind of go back on utilizing the Nake's Bomb a bit more. But that time will be coming very, very soon.
Puppy's got his Aghanims.
Really?
20 minutes in. Yeah. That's going to be very painful.
20 minutes on a support Weaver? It's pretty nice for a guy who hasn't really played a lot of Dota in 2 months.
Yeah, it's going to be incredibly good on the Storm Spirit. It's probably the best usage on Storm to get that on him. Another Infest coming out on Kezu. They do want to try to defend this tier 2, but it still is an Aegis up. So let's see how they decide to approach this fight. EG in very good positioning on that high ground.
Mid one looking to scope out the back lines here at that same moment. They tickle Arteezy with just a brief burrow, but EG in a pretty good spot here, waiting in the high ground, watching if anyone's going to be coming out. They'll take the siege as the tier 2 will go down. Secret not looking to take the initiative quite yet, still kind of playing with that timer of the Aegis here before they really want to commit in for a hard fight. Plus, any easy grab on Arteezy isn't as easy when you have a nearby crit relocate or a Dark Rift too. It's
incredible amount of healing. We talked about it during the draft, and the panel did too. The amount of sustain coming out from EG. If somebody's tethered up, they get the Guardian Greaves, they get the Chen heal. It's an immeasurable amount of healing and change in a team fight that could be a little bit unexpected. EG just continuing this kind of 5-man train with their Aegis. I think this is what they should be doing. They don't want to get split up and get tanked by that Infest combo. Aegis should be reclaimed in the next 20 seconds, though, and this is Secret. They know the timer. They're making their move. 15 or so seconds remaining on that Aegis. They want to go for the play before they reach that tier 2. Will EG be aware?
We'll find out.
Does seem like they know something's up. They did have a ward on that high ground, which I believe spotted that. So Arteezy in a very aggressive frontal position, ready to break the smoke.
Yep.
Aegis does get reclaimed right now. This looks like it's Secret's time to go.
Pings are out right now. The Aegis is gone. Secret looking to creep in. Mid one drops illusion. There's going to be the pit. Arteezy scooted in, and now they get the burrow. They get the connection. Arteezy's going to be focused. Sonic Wave comes out from Sumail. They will be able to reposition. Double back. There's going to be the Agnums. It resets mid one a bit. Now they look to re-engage. Sumail will be able to make it back and away, and it could be EG pulling off right now, but no one goes down yet. Now the relocate back, and as they set up, there's going to be the new pit. They're making the move in. Puppy's rooted up, tries to step out, but he's going to be going down.
Big
Here comes the Epi from Kezu, and it's going to be a big one. Not big enough to take out Sumail, but they will get the grab on Zai. Universe looking to go for the Dark Rift. Will be able to pull him back out and away, but Secret get a good notch on that one. Sumail backs off and out.
Sumail gets mid one, though. Mid one jumps in aggressively onto him and does get cleaned up. Universe only does a short Dark Rift, too, so Secret's not going to expect this one. They look like they're going to go back in right now.
Re-engagements there as MP pops out the Rage. And they back on out. Jesus gone. Swap back for MP. They might be able to get him here. And it looks like they could. Mid one, though, steps right back in. Gets the pull onto Sumail as he pops the Blade Mail, though. Eats a stun, and now he's locked in his place, and he's going to be taken out. Gets the deny at the last second, but he does end up going down. MP on retreat. Universe scooting in. They don't want to let him get away so easily, and they will get the finish. Pie's also going to be the victim. Technically a 5-man wipe here coming out from EG. And what a beautiful re-engagement.
That was... This is what Universe did in the last game, too, when they played the Underlord. He makes it look like he's going to Dark Rift him all the way back to the base, but he goes for a Shrine reset, and the amount of sustain coming out from EG, just right there, it just came into fruition. The Guardian Greaves armor, the Guardian Greaves, when people are low, it just amplifies it a bit more, how much healing and everything you get. So the Wisp tethered up to Arteezy, just giving him just enough sustain, and Sumail just staying and manning up in that fight the entire time. Sitting at, like, I think he was at like 10% HP, maybe even less than that. Just constantly running back with the amount of heal that we talked about over and over again. So showing why it's so powerful. And looking at the net worth, that's a massive swing coming now toward the favor of EG. At least 6,000 or 7,000 for them.
That is a serious slide down on the graph. I mean, when you're talking tower after tower, a big fight, another tower, and now a shrine. Feeling pretty damn rich if you're one of the boys in blue at this point.
Crazy amount of auras coming out from EG. The Atrophy aura, the Guardian Greave aura. They have the auras from the creeps that the Chen had. He had, I think, Ogre Frostmage as well as like a Wildkin and a Satyr, so they have even more health aura. The Dominator, all of these things just coming into factor versus Secret's lineup. And the Pit as well. The Pit showed how powerful it really is versus Storm and Sankin. You get caught in it, you can't do anything. You are stuck there for a couple of seconds, and if there's any follow-up, you see exactly what happens. EG just showing the power of their lineup.
They are scouting out for when the new Roche does come up. We're waiting on its secondary timer now, but they'll move on instead and just take the second shrine here from Secret. They get this, they fall back. They'll probably wait around for the Aegis, and they really will be able to take initiative from that point. Then you guys start being a bit concerned here for Secret.
Yeah, I think a big thing also is the Puppey needs to watch the way he positions himself in these fights, because that one he went a little bit like in on the aggressive, and you could understand why, because the relocate was coming back, but him getting caught in the pit, he's not able to use his Aghanims on anybody at all. So him dying there was actually very detrimental to Secret, and EG just pulling it through. I really like the interaction too with Atrophy Aura, so the 40% like damage reduction kind of aspect there, and then the Wisp overcharge, 20% on top too. Just seems like the Vengeful is incredibly tanky on top of the massive amount of armor that it already has.
Arteezy able to finish out that Shadow Blade here and looking to get the finish up on the Silver Edge on top of it. Really will put him on a next level at this point. On the other side, you know, mid one, trying to get the finish for the Orchid here. They were looking for some sort of smoke setup. We're not able to grab it, so he's going to have to get back into the grindstone of getting the finish on that one. Top lane, trying to at least get a couple of Zai creeps, but
he even uses
snagged away.
He uses Hand to God to save his Chen creeps there, so feeling like they're very important here in this situation. And EG goes for a smoke play here. Now they're going to go on the aggressive. Roshan does respawn. Let's see if they're able to find. They do have complete vision of Secret right now, so they're able to make the jump. They get the swap on Pi. Pi should get brought down very easily here. Wouldn't be surprised if Secret just completely disengages.
Yeah. Gone in moments. Pi's out of the equation. Leaves a numbers advantage for EG, and it should be an easy Roche, unless we see some sort of epic storm play here. I don't know how many times I've seen a new Grand Theft Aegis in the new pit, but
I think he has to watch out for Pit of Malice on Thrush.
Really does. Not going to be going for it here.
I think it's way too risky for them to try to contest that once they lose the Ogre already, but Pi buys back as the Roche actually goes down.
Ooh. Maybe a bit of an awkward bit of communication there between Secret. Whatever the case may be, EG will be able to walk away with exactly what they wanted. And that was the Roche. Now, with Aegis in hand once again, this time going in the pocket of Sumail.
It's really big that EG having those like 2 or 3 wards that they had in the when they caught the smoke rotation coming toward that bottom lane. They knew that Secret was coming down there. That ward as well on the high ground here toward the shrine. They knew that Secret was trying to go for something around the Roche. So Puppey, after that lost bottom engagement, does pick up a gem to try to counteract that, because he's just like, it seems like they just know every time we're going for a play.
And being able to kind of take back the vision advantage on their map would be nice, but At this point, it doesn't feel comfortable at all for Secret to kind of take any sort of initiative in this game. They're kind of just put on the back burner for now and stuck in another position where they're going to have to play with the clock and just wait out and allow EG to be able to dictate what they want to do.
Mid one even feels like his damage is being reduced so much that it looks like he's going for a Maelstrom on the Storm, which is a little bit unorthodox.
Yeah, you're right.
Just his regular damage is just being reduced so much that I guess he wants to go for those magic damage procs to kind of pierce through it in a way, and we'll see if it ends up benefiting for him. But Crit does have a Glimmer Cape for himself already. Universe even picking up a Solar Crest too for that evasion on his cores.
The Octarine now complete on Sumail.
He's finished it already?
Yeah, Octarine,
Jesus.
Blade Mail, Lincoln Sphere. Yeah, cute start there, Puppy and Secret, but Sumail is not out of this one bit, and he is certainly the head honcho of this game. Highest in net worth. And now comes EG. Jump in from mid one, just a temporary little pop of the creeps. As the high ground siege is already on here from EG. Secret, a lineup, you look at it, it's a fair high ground defensive lineup. You know, a lot of it rests on Kezu Sand King to kind of get that epic burrow strike and set up with the epicenter, but this is not going to be easy as we continue to repeat the amount of sustain, the regen, the tankiness, the auras.
The auras are just... Look at Sumail, he's got like 9. Oh, they're going to the back
jump
line,
in,
though.
quick bomb. Are they going to get the finish? They can't do it, and they're just going to quickly get the X-Nay onto Crit. They will be able to get the mid one refreshed, but jumping back now, it is going to be the Sonic Wave MP. Oh, man, he's getting hit real hard here, trying to retreat up north to make it back out, but he might not be able to make it out, toggling his way away from the army of Zai, but there's going to be the jump in from Sumail. Not going to be good enough to get the finish. MP makes it back inside, and it's EG who actually lose too.
Yeah, the two supports are fairly squishy, but the others are very tanky. They go re-engage onto Arteezy. Nice two-man burrow from Kezu, but the Lincoln's blocks it from Sumail. Arteezy just so tanky with all these auras. They're getting the turn-off onto Pi.
They got him down. Mid one was able to get pulled back inside the base, but as mentioned, Pi not going to be so lucky here. Sumail looking for a further advancement. Hits up Puppy and goes right back into the tower, looking to go for the finish. Jump in, Lincoln's going to get popped. They get the pullback grab. Can they get the finish? Locking him into place here. He pops the Blade Mail. There goes the Epi, but it's a bit off the mark right there as it just heads a bit too south. Now they drop the pit and they look to bring it back in, and they'll get the MP takedown. He does have a buyback, but they will be losing another in the form of their SK, and that buyback is going to be coming out here and now as they lose that tier 3. The Raxes are exposed. They're going to have to pull out the fortification now. But EG not letting up one bit. They're looking to go for the first real hit inside the base. MP on the backside. Ooh, they get Arteezy shoved to the low ground as he'll be safe. Sumail, though, still stuck inside. Pop of the Blade Mail, blinks back out and away, and it's Arteezy to fill in. But that's it. They just juggle between each other, constantly healing, constantly patting each other on the back, and they'll be able to get that quick Rax and then get the hell out of there.
To the shrine again.
To the shrine.
Fully on the shrine, not to the fountain. So Universe constantly doing that, but that was like 3 versus 5 for a good 30 seconds or so, and they weren't able to bring anybody down just because of the auras. There's too much sustain coming out from EG. It's unbelievable. Even on top of that, on top of the overcharge and everything, even though Whis died very early, the Silver Edge pickup from Arteezy showing a lot of power. The 50% damage reduction on top of all the auras too. They're not hitting anybody for anything. The dot, the evasion, it's too much sustain coming out from EG at this point in time. Let's see how Secret tries to deal with it. If they can.
I know, it's like they're pushing themselves pretty far forward on the map right now, and I don't know if it's like that. I don't know if it's already that point in the game where it's like you just got to try to take any sort of initiative you can, but poor Pi here. Going to get caught out by Arteezy. And, well, the rest of the EG army quickly sweeping from behind. That Ogre, not set for this world, will be going down, and here comes the Dark Army of EG down this mid lane. Just look at the presence. Very imposing here as they will come in and ascend into the high ground. Secret back on defensive duty once again, and already this tier 3 set to be going down. Mid one goes in, but he goes right into a pit, locked in his place. Has to get bailed out by the time lapse to survive. Tier 3 is dropped.
They can't fight into this. It's too much sustain. And with the pit on top, it's too much control. Backline zone, they do get crit. Or
do they? He jumps in, gets healed up. He's going to be fine in mid one. He's going to be the one to blow up as he tries desperately to go in for the finish. It's going to be Puppy forced to use the time lapse on himself to get back inside. And EG just get right back to the grindstone of finishing off what they had started. Mid lane Rax has got to go. Actually, it's MP who's next on the target. They get a good connection with him. Not able to get the burst, though. And now they set their focus. Sumail and Arteezy shoving him back inside the fountain with the rest of EG able to finish up that mid lane with the help of Zai's army. it looks like EG are going to be able to get the nod on game number 1, Fogged.
It's too hard to deal with, to fight into this. It's too much damage reduction. Sumail being able to blink in like that.
Oh, they're desperate to try to make something happen here. Sumail going to get locked down in place quite a bit. They're waiting for the return of Mid-1, which is just about now. He's going to quickly jump in, looking to get a target onto anyone, but Universe is saying, we got to go, folks. Looking to pack them up, and they are gone.
To the shrine again.
To the shrine.
Full heal. 5-man shrine usage, and let's go again, guys. They used a decent amount of stuff there, and we pretty much used nothing because we don't have any ults. All we have is Sonic Wave, but Sumail doesn't really care about his Sonic Wave. He just blinks in and stands there with the Blade Mail and the Octarine. MP might get caught off guard by this again. Let's see if he does.
You just see him bail out, and you figure that they're going to be long gone, maybe back inside their base, but they're not gone very far, MP. They're just right there.
And there's no buyback for MP. That
and
should
he
just
is
be the
down.
game.
Yeah, a minute without a buyback. I think this one is potentially going to be over here. EG back inside the base, looking to go for the Megas, and they got it. Good game. And it's going to be EG who take game number 1 of this best of 3.
There was 2 kills that Secret got in the last, let's see, in the last 12 minutes. They killed 2 supports. They weren't able to bring down any of the cores from EG. The sustain was absolutely ridiculous. The damage reduction as well. Excellent game plan coming out from EG Secret, just unable to throttle it in any way.
I had not seen anything like that since we saw like the era of Beastmaster, Lycan, just a stampede of army. But this had so much durability to it. It's just unfathomable. I mean, is it safe to say that maybe a certain Underlord might not be making an appearance in this series again?
I do believe so. I think they worked really well around it too, just the way they complemented it with the Wisp, with the Chen. Just so much sustain, so much armor, immeasurable amount of auras. Just everybody had like 12